and you won't be able to take your eyes off the glowing beauty of Grace Kelly, who shares the heart and curiosity of James Stewart in this story of a romance shadowed by the terror of a horrifying secret.
Well, after talking about the worst Indiana Jones movie ever, let's talk about something a little bit more, I don't know, something that I actually care about. Let's talk about Rear Window. This is my favorite Hitchcock film. I know there's probably someone out there that's like, oh, Psycho or Dial M for Murder or whatever. I don't care. Rear Window is my favorite Hitchcock movie. I can watch this on repeat. I love the characters in it. I love the premise of it. Just the whole movie taking place in essentially a room, and you're looking out the window, and it's like there's so much fun trivia about it because it's one of the biggest sets of its time, but you're locked in that room until the very end of the movie. And you got Raymond Burr as the bad guy in it, which is funny because like he's Perry Mason. So if you watch him on TV, you're like, oh, he's catching the villains, and in this movie he is the villain. And Jimmy Stewart's a lot of fun. I like the relationship he has with the girl in the movie. I remember watching this for the first time. My mom owned a cleaning business, and I was at some millionaire's house, and I couldn't really like move around too much because, she was afraid I was going to break something, so she's like, just watch TV. And I didn't know how to use their TV, so I was just watching whatever was on. And I was probably at the oldest 7. But whatever was on, I just was watching whatever was on, and I caught the end of some movie, and then Rear Window started, and I was like, oh, this looks boring, I don't want to watch it. And then I just got sucked into the movie. I got so into it. And I remember, like, the movie was almost over, and we had to leave, and I was like, Mom, please let me finish this movie. And it was so exciting. It was so fun. They've remade it a couple times. I hear Disturbia is a remake of it. I've never seen that, and to be honest, I don't really have a drive to, but I did see the remake with Christopher Reeves. And it's not terrible, but it definitely does feel like a direct-to-video remake. The scenes where Christopher Reeves is supposed to be not paralyzed, they have just a weird close-up on his face, I remember, and then the rest of the movie is basically just Rear Window. Except for at the very end, instead of like him pushing him out the window, he starts like pulling out his like tubes. I don't think it's a bad movie or anything, but it pales in comparison to the original Rear Window. I've seen Rear Window, I think 4 times in the theater. Every time it's in the theater, I make sure I go see it, and it's a whole different experience in the theater. It's like you really feel the scale of the set in the theater, which is kind of lost on the home video release. Just one of my favorite movies, definitely in my top 100.